Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Waste Not Wednesday. If you see the little red live button up the top there, that means you're catching me live. If you don't see that little red button, that means you're watching me on the replay. Don't forget to comment #replay and let me know where you're tuning in from. I hope everybody's having an awesome week so far and you've been keeping well. I usually do a little bit of a recap of what we got up to last week for Waste Not Wednesday, but fortunately for me, they all got sold at the spectacular market that we had this past weekend. So I can't show you, but if you would like to go and watch the replay, just comment links or channel, one of the two, and that will just pop up in your message button, and then you'll be able to see go back and watch the replay. Eventually it'll be housed over on YouTube, but at the moment it's just sitting here on my Facebook page till it disappears. All right, I'm just gonna make sure that all my back end goodies are all done. Okay, so that's done. So this week I thought it would be a little bit of fun. I'm coming in live from the shop today. I'm running a little bit late, I'm sorry. I usually am trying to be on by 9 o'clock, but I had a lot of stuff to unpack from being at home for so long. So, all right. So what I've got here are some thrifted books. Now this idea has been inspired by the lovely Summer over at Hammond's Nest, and this is just going to be my little spin on them. So this is a lovely sort of like a rusty orangey color, and a vet found these while I was unwell, and then I've just got a little sort of yellowy colored hard book cover as well. And then I've just got some bits and bobs. I've got some doilies, and I've just got some coordinating fabric that I thought absolutely love this fabric. It's so beautiful. It's really vintage, right up my alley. So I've just got some fabric that I thought would be coordinating, and we're going to be using these little wooden spools, I guess you call them, or spindles, whatever you want to call them, as the top of the pumpkin. So I will leave a link in the comment to the original from the lovely Summer. She did it a little bit slightly to what I'm going to be doing today. We're also going to be using the IOD stamps. So I chose two, and I'm going to need you guys to help me figure out which one we're going to use. Not that one, that one back. So I thought it would be fun to stamp the books, and I've picked out two that I thought would be kind of cute on the books. So I've got the Shade and Song. I'll take this one out of the packet. And as always, you can find all these all over on my website. So just comment links, and it will take you straight to my website with the links for these stamps. So that's just to give you an idea of what it looks like. And then that's the actual stamp. Sorry about the reflection off my ring light. Good morning, Carla. How are you this morning? And I'm so sorry I haven't gotten back to your message. It's just been a little bit chaotic this week. I will get back to you, I promise. I'm trying to move back into the Emporium, and it's just been like, this was my second carload this morning. It was like, this is crazy. My house is turning into a craft room. Hi there, Cindy. Nice to see you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, so the other one that I thought we could choose from today is the Brambles and Berries. So again, sorry about the reflection. I'll show it a little bit better when we use it. And all these stamps come with a masking, which is kind of cool, which I should do a Waste Not Wednesday on masking, because I do get asked often how to do that. So maybe we can do that. So they're the choice of the two stamps that we're going to be using today. We'll just see a little bit later on what you guys think we should do. So for those who are just tuning in, we've got two books, we've got some other bits and bobs, and we're going to make some pumpkin books, which I thought would be cute. And these are, I just love this color. It's like a really burnt orange. It's really cute. All right, so we are going to have to choose that stamp because I'm going to stamp the front and the back of the books just to give them an added texture. Sorry about all the noise in the background of the trucks next door. Okay, so I'll just pull back those stamps again. So, for those who are watching, let me know in the comments, shall we do a little bit of stamping with the berries and brambles? So it's got lots of, you still can't sort of see, it's a bit reflective, I'm sorry. We've got lots of berries, lots of sort of viney kind of look, which I thought would look cute on front of the pumpkins. Or we've got Shade and Song, which is kind of like blossoms, and it's got a couple of birdies in it. So let me know in the comment which one we should go. Good morning, Belinda. How are you? I hope your move is going okay. So let me know in the comments, should we do Shade and Song or Brambles and Berries? And while I sort my messy desk out, you guys can let me know in the comments. So the idea is we're going to make some little pumpkins. While I wait for those comments to come through, I'll start making a little bit of it. Actually, what we might do, while you guys are helping me make a decision, you're going birds, Carla. Hey there, Marie. How are you, lovely? Nice to see you. I hope you're keeping well. It's nice to be back here in the Emporium doing Waste Not Wednesday instead of being at home, which is good. It's just that I've got to get used to where everything is again. It's crazy, isn't it? All right, so you've probably seen me do this 1,000 times. I'm just going to grubby up these two doilies, which are going to act as like little, I guess you would say, little collars for the pumpkins once we've stamped them. But I would like them a little bit more grumbly, a bit more grungy. We don't want grumbly doilies, do we? We don't. We only want happy doilies. Another birds from Cindy. Okay, looks like we're going to do birdies. That'll be cute. That'll be cute. And if you missed this, this is a bit of a like, I saw this on Summer's page. She did this a little while back, and this is just my little version of it. So full credit to Summer. She comes up with some. If you're not following her, you should go follow her. She does beautiful work, absolutely beautiful work. So just grubby this all up. Hey Chris, you're just back from your morning walk. That's amazing. Good for you. I love seeing your beautiful pictures that you take on your morning walk. You don't know what we're doing. Okay, I'll just quickly run through. So at the moment, I'm just making a mess. I'm staining a couple of doilies with some coffee, of course, and I'm so sorry about the noise. It's been so quiet since I got here, and as soon as I hit record, of course, the guys next door just have to get a delivery, don't they? But anyway, I'll just keep yelling at you. I hope I'm not too loud. So we're making little pumpkins today out of these old books, Chris. So we've got this one and this one, two perfect Halloween-y sort of colours for pumpkins, as I like to call them. And we're going to be stamping them. So far the poll is this particular stamp. This one's the Shade and Song. So it's got a couple of birds, branches, all that sort of fun stuff. Sorry about the reflection off my ring light. Or we can go the Brambles and Berries, which has got lots of little berries and things like that on it. That's really cute, which I thought would look sweet if we could, you know, sort of stamp that all over the books. So that's what we're doing, Chris. It's going to be a warm day here today. I think it's supposed to get up to about 30 degrees today, so it's going to be warm. All right, I'm just going to turn those over and just give them a light coffee stain, just in case, you know, like when I'm going to try and sort of ruffle them up a little bit around the neck of the pumpkins. And we've even got the birds singing in the background. They're actually not inside the Emporium. They like to sit up in the corner over the counter. And because it's spring here, they're obviously nesting and doing all that fun stuff. So they're very noisy, first thing. All right. So I'm just going to dry these off as best I can, and then wipe my hands off because they're filthy. So how's everybody been keeping? The weeks just keep flying by. Wet ones. I can't believe that we are in October. If anyone can tell me where the year's gone, I'd really like to know, because it's just blown by. All right, I'm just going to quickly dry this off. You love the stamp. Yes, you did just order the Doug. Yes, you did. You did. You did. I will get that in the post for you today, Chris. So we just dry these off so they're all done. And it looks like we're going to be using the birdie stamp. Okay, I just need to put my hands off again. Always gets, the coffee leaves a bit of a sticky residue until it's completely dry. All right, so let's get to the fun part of doing a bit of stamping. I'll hang these over here to dry a little bit further. Just going to grab another piece of baking paper so we don't get coffee all over. Oh, there goes my bin. So we don't get coffee all over the books. Not that it would really matter, I guess, because I am going for a bit of a grungy vintage look. It is going to be too big for this old girl to deal with, do you think? Oh, no, you'll be fine. Just work in sections. Work in sections. You'll be fine. All right, so I think the vote is that we're going to use the birdie stamp. So let's do that. All right, so when you first use your stamps, if you're new to IOD, it's always good practice to grab a little bit of 120 grit sandpaper and a sanding block. And I like to call it seasoning. I don't know if that's the right word. And just go backwards and forwards across your stamp. This is because I haven't had a chance to use this stamp. Go backwards and forwards. It's not going to hurt your stamp. All it's basically doing is just opening up the pores of the stamp so that when you're using ink or paint, it lets it go into the nice detail of the stamp, which is what you want. Okay, so I'm going to do back and front. That way you can, because these will probably most likely go into the shop, into my shop. So I'll do the back and front of the books. Sorry if you're a book lover, but I love to repurpose books and make them pretty. You'll still be able to read them if you wanted to. Okay. Where's my foil gone? Don't you hate it when you drop your foil and it just goes into a mess? I did it before. It literally rolled from me halfway up the side of the Emporium, and I was like, really? You want to do this right now? And then it's all crinkled. So you can either apply your ink with like a stamp pad. I don't have my stamp pad here. I think I left it at home. But I'm just going to put a little bit out onto a little bit of foil. And I'm just using the the black ink. I'm just going to put a little bit out. And then I've got my brayer, and that's how I'm going to load up my stamp. So I'm going to use one of the carrier sheets. So you can have lots of fun because you can, make all sorts of designs on your book covers. But for today's little project, I'll do one at a time so that I don't make it kind of slip. I'm going to kind of do it so that because I think the big one will be, hopefully you guys can see that okay. Margaret, how are you? Happy Wednesday. And I'll grab just a couple of little sprigs. Maybe have them coming in. So you can get really, really creative with your stamps, obviously. And every little sort of design that you do is unique, which is cool. That's what I love about the stamps. So I'm just placing them so the textured side down. These birdies are a little bit bigger than I expected. I'm gonna have I'll get the bird sort of sitting on the branch. Maybe we'll piece the birdie in a minute, but I think I'll put him up the top there, although I am going to have things draping over the top, so maybe what I might do is push that up there and then have the bird. I need the bird to go the other way, so I might use the other bird. There we go. All right, so I've kind of got my on pace. I don't want it to be too busy, so I'm just going to use two of the little branches, and then I'm going to take my carrier sheet and I'm going to line it up so I know where I want it to go with the spine of the book and the top of the book, and I'm just going to push down without getting it in the ink and then pick it up so it's on the carrier sheet. Have you guys tried stamping before? Let me know in the comments. You're at work this morning, Margaret. I hope it's nice and busy for you. I don't think I shook that properly. I just need a little bit more. So then I'm just loading up my brayer to get the ink on there, and then I'm just gonna go over the, I don't want it to be, I didn't shake the ink enough, so it's a little bit, it goes like, it's almost like a little bit oily, and you don't get any pigment of the color. So give it a good shake before you use it. I'll make the mistakes for us. I just like to get rid of any of the sort of excess, because I don't want to push that onto the book. Okay, now I'm going to grab my book, turn this around, and then I'm going to line up the back of the carrier sheet with the spine where I had it and the top of the book, and then I'm just going to drop it. I always keep one hand on my stamp, and then I just lightly run my fingers over the stamp. Just making sure that I get contact on the book. And you don't want to push too hard because you don't want to blur your image. And because this is a porous sort of book, it will, I guess, essentially bleed just a tiny bit. But I don't care. I'm not fussed about that. It doesn't bother me, because that's what I'm kind of going for, that old sort of look. So I'm just going to dry that off. And then I'll hold it up for you. You're also working from work. It's the upper 80s here in Texas. So I wonder what that, I always get confused because we do degrees Celsius here in Australia. So I always get confused. Yes, we've already got, as Margaret said, we had a hot day on, was it Sunday, Margaret? I can't remember, but it was warm, it was steamy. So that's what we've got. It's not like, if you're doing it on sort of like this porous kind of texture, it will mottle a bit, but I don't mind it. That's what I'm looking for, because it's aged, so I want it to look aged, like it's been here for a while. All right, so let's grab our little birdie. If you wanted more of a defined look, then I would suggest maybe using like a proper, not a material covered book, if that makes sense. No, that's not the bird that I want. That's around the wrong way. So let's rest our little birdie on top of that. I'm just going to free set this. I'm not going to put it on a carrier sheet. And then pull that off. That one was a little bit more crisper, but it's still gonna, I'll hold it up in a minute. It could also be because I didn't mix the ink up properly, but that one seems to be, the birdie seems to be a little bit more crisper than these two, but that's okay, because we're gonna cover both sides, so if you don't like one side, you can always look at the other. It's about 27 degrees. Oh, that's nice for you, Chris. We're gonna hit 30 here today, which means it'll be about maybe 38 degrees in the Emporium, which is hot. It's time to pull the fans out. It's gonna be hot. All right, I think I'll just keep that the same. So let's see if it's my error of not mixing up the ink properly. And then we'll do the other one. This way. I'm gonna go. And also too, it does depend on, like if you put too much pressure on the stamp also, that will also make your image very mottled. But I think it's more to do with the fact that it's like a material cover, so it's gonna bleed a little bit. That one's a little bit better, so I'd actually say, oops, I'll dry this off and I'll show you. It's because Sam didn't mix the ink properly. I'm so grateful that I have cleaned out my little pool and it's ready to go for summer, because I tell you what, I'm going to be diving in it every afternoon after the, you know, work from being in here in the hot all day. I'll be straight in the pool. I'm not looking forward to it, like the really hot days. So it does get hot here in Australia. Okay, and I'll do this birdie going this way. Sorry, I didn't hold that up. Let me get him on. So cute. So, so cute. Okay, so you can see this side is a little bit mottled. That side's a bit more crisper. So it was, I'd say, because I didn't mix up the ink properly. But I mean, that doesn't bother me. Does it bother you guys? And then that way. Hey, Rebecca, you haven't caught me live in so long. Oh, well, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you're having a good day / night, depending on where you're tuning in from. Thank you so much. Okay, so that's that book done. I'm not going to overdo it. I don't want to sort of go silly. So with this book, let's make a little bit of a different. I always love to have my baby wipes near just to get rid of the ink. If I'm doing a lot of stamping, I always like to have like a bowl of warm water, not hot water, otherwise you'll scald your stamps. So it just makes cleanup a little bit easier, and it doesn't let the ink or the paint or whatever medium you're using. Hey Pamela, how you going? Lovely. Thank you so much for tuning in. Lovely to see you. Yeah, just depending on what you're using, you don't want it to set in your stamps, because then that will then start to affect the detail, which would be bad. All right. That one's going to be a bit big. What about this one? So keeping in mind that we're going to have things hanging down from the top of the book, like the little neck of the pumpkin. You can have so much fun. I love like making the, and it's the same with the transfers, with all the, you know, the ones that come sort of individually and you have to kind of make up a design. I love, sometimes it's frustrating, and then all of a sudden you'll move one thing and it all comes together. I love it when that happens. That's what happened with the spinning wheel, didn't it, Margaret? Margaret was in here in the Emporium when I was doing it, and it was, yeah, I was getting just a tad frustrated because it wasn't coming together, and then I shifted the bird cage over to one side of the wheel and then it just all came together. So I was very grateful for that. Are we going to put a bird on here? Maybe if I put that up a bit, we could sit him. I don't know about that bird. I think the birdie, this bird, maybe that way. Yep, that'll do. All right, I'm going to do this in one setting. So I'm going to take my carrier sheet again, line it up with the corner of my book, and then push. Flip it over, and then load up. I like to sort of go backwards and forwards. As I said too, also you can use your stamp pad, but I've left mine at home. So the Brayer works just fine. Just load that up again. No, you haven't caught me live in a while, Pamela, because you know what? I've not been going live for a very long. I think I only sort of started maybe 2 weeks ago because I've been so sick. So, yeah. But it's nice to be back, and it's nice to be hanging out with you guys. Looks beautiful. Ah, thank you, Margaret. Thank you. Have you guys tried stamping on books before or not? Let me know. You can always, as long as you've got one hand on your stamp, you can always just like have a little peek. And if you want to go a little bit deeper, apply a bit more pressure to give a bit more detail of your stamp, you can do that. But if you sort of budge your carrier sheet at all, then it'll blur the images a bit. Good morning, Joy. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. Okay, so this bird's kind of flying through the air because I didn't connect with the branch, but that looks okay. I suppose, you know, something that I haven't tried, which I will, is you could possibly seal your book, say with decoupage or Mod Podge or like the Dixie Belle satin or something like that, and then stamp on top of it, and maybe that will, you know, sort of keep the integrity of the stamp rather than it, because this is a material-based cover, it won't bleed as much and you'll get more sort of definition of your stamps. I don't know. It's worth a try. It's worth a try. Okay, so I'm going to do the same over the back. But as I said, I am not fussed about it being a little bit mottled. tiny bit more ink. This would also, I mean, you could also use the white ink as well. That would be another option if you wanted to have a little bit more of a statement, I guess. So I'm just lining that up just to make sure I get it the same and drop. Sure that I got all the detail. Yep. Pick that up. Perfect. All right. Just stick all my stamps on there so I don't lose them. Because especially when they're new, they tend to like to stick to everything. And I've, you know, when I've been doing a workshop or whatever and I'm using new stamps, things get stuck and I throw them away. It's not good. And then my OCD kicks in because I don't have a full set of stamps. So that's the, well, whichever side you decide, but that's one side and that's the other side. So that one's a little bit more clearer, I feel, than the orange one. But the, I guess you can feel the texture a little bit more on that one, but I don't mind. It's beautiful. I love it. Gorgeous. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Okay, so now the fun part. So we want these to stand up, so they're going to be like little, I guess, shelf sitters. So I'll work on one book at a time. I'm going to need to get my little spindles. These are going to be the things that I'm going to use as the stalks on the pumpkins. And I'm going to use some Dixie Belle Tobacco Road, which is a really nice brown. I use this on everything. I'm just going to put that out onto some foil. And then I'm just going to grab my Chuck's cloth. Give it a little bit of a spray. And thank you to everyone who came along to the Spooktacular market. It was a good day. It was a bit slow to start off with, but by the afternoon it was nice and busy. So thank you for everyone who came along to that. And for my interstate lovelies, we're going to be having a sip and shop night here on the Raggedy Bits page. So I'm going to have lots of goodies. So make sure you lock in the 16th of October, which I think is next Thursday night at 7 p.m. We'll be doing the sip and shop night. So you'll be able to see all the goodies we've got inside the Emporium. So it'll be loosely sort of around Halloween, but there'll also be everyday goods. It looks nice. You like it? Thanks, Chris. Would you seal the stamped area? Yeah, yes and no. I may even do a little bit of splattering. That's why I haven't sealed it just yet. If it was on a piece of furniture, Cindy, yes, I definitely would. I would just let it completely dry and then I would seal it. It is a permanent ink, so something on decor like this, I'm not really going to worry about it. I just don't want to seal it up just yet anyway, because I think I'm going to splatter it with some probably some Tobacco Road or a deep brown. I'll see what it looks like. So there's our first little stalk with furry bits all over it from the chucks, because that's how you roll. I'm just going to call it spider webs. It's really furry. Yeah, but like if it was something that you like, furniture or something like that, Cindy, yes, I would definitely recommend sealing it with a wax. But make sure that it's completely and utterly dry, or like if you're doing a tabletop or something like that, and you're sealing it with like a clear coat, a Dixie Belle clear coat or a tough coat, I would let it dry for at least 24 hours before I would seal it, just to make sure that it's completely, dry. Because sometimes when you look at the ink, it looks like it's dry, but it's not. It's kind of keeps, it kind of stays a bit shiny, I guess you would how I would describe it. I hope that helps some. But if you run into trouble, just send me a message. I'm always happy to help where I can. Just making sure that I get into all the little crevices. Okay, so I'm going to go back over that one again. It's not as dark as I would like it. Just add a little bit more, and then I'll dry them off. So now we've got our little stalks. So when we're putting this together, we kind of want to make sure that the pages are like open a little bit so that it stands up by itself, like so. And then I'm going to put a little doily on there. So this way, obviously, if you wanted to take it off, this is again why I love using a glue gun. Because then you can just peel it off, and if you want to use them for something else. And then we're just going to build our like I'll add a bow and some greenery and maybe some of the coffee colored baby's breath. But before I do that, I'm going to splatter it. I am going to splatter it. I'm just going to use the Tobacco Road. So I've just got a toothbrush, not the one that I use every day. just my crafting toothbrush. And I've just dipped that into some Tobacco Road. I'm going to hold it back, and I'm just going to splatter it. And I love this effect because it just gives it a really nice aged effect. And I'm going to go over the whole book, back, front, and side. Obviously, I have to dry it off as I go around. You're welcome, Cindy. And you want to make sure that your little droplets are all dry, because otherwise they will smear. So it's a little bit more obvious on the, I hope you guys can see that, pick up on that. And that's the orange book. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I'm going to flip that over, and then I'm going to do the back. And while I'm doing the back, I'm going to do the side, the spine of it as well. Just adds a little bit more age. And I didn't wet my toothbrush. I just stuck it in the Tobacco Road. I didn't do anything to that. Because sometimes if you make it a little bit more like too watery, it will just do big, sort of blotches, and it doesn't look right. Okay, so there's the completed splattered look. Did I get any on I didn't get any on the spine. Oh yes I did, just very faintly. And I got that one too. And that is the yellow book. So now let's build our pumpkins. Pumpkins, gotta stop saying that. It's pumpkin. I am so my dad. My dad always used to make up words for things. I seem to be, as I'm getting older, making up words, just like he did. Oh dear, it's funny. He always had a name for, like a nickname for everybody, and he always just made up words. And I think I'm following in his footsteps, which makes me laugh. Okay. All right. I'm going to make some bows first. So I'm just going to use scraps. I've just got a bit of it's like a mustardy gingham sort of material. I'm going to cut it into strips. And then we'll make a messy bow. Do 2 at a time. Let me just see. That's going to be too big. And if I go in half again, that'll probably be too small. Nope. I'm going to cut it in half again. So I'm cutting it each strip into quarters. So it's always a good idea, keep your eye out while you're out thrifting, and find different colored books that you can use seasonally, because these would also be cute in red, not as a pumpkin, but you could definitely, oh, what am I doing? You could definitely do something different with them for, you know, each season. So Christmas or Easter. What colors am I looking for? I'll cut this up first. Moving on to the next step. I'm seeing squirrels before I finished one step. I absolutely love this fabric. It's so beautiful. It's one of my, back in the day when I used to quilt. Let's see where I'll rip this off. This side. But it's just sitting there because I haven't had my sewing machine out for years. So I thought, nope, got to use it up. Got to use it up. Is anyone else a quilter here? Or are you more of a crafter like what we're doing today? 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't stay there. And I think we'll probably use a little bit of lace maybe. Oh, we're about to lose it all. You quilt, Cindy. Have you got any quilts on your page? I'll have to go over and have a look. That's awesome. I love all the old quilts. Yeah, and I just don't have time to do it anymore. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I've got my 2 piles. I'm going to add also some lace. Always got to have lace. So, yes, so I've just eyeballed these lengths. It's probably better to do it longer rather than shorter, because you can always go back and, bye-bye bug, you can always go back and, you know, like cut it back. Okay, so let's layer these out. Do I need to add anything else in? I think that'll do for now. I'll put that one at the back, it's a bit crooked. So I'm just layering it all on top of each other until I run out. And then we'll messy it up and do the same this side. That little bit edge of the salvage bit of the material. Oh, ran the wrong way. I love messy bows. Do you guys love messy bows? You've just posted 2 quilt photos on your page. I'll go over and have a look after I finish, Cindy. I'd love to see them. All right, now I'm going to connect those all together with a bit of jute, and then we can put our little pumpkins together. So I'm just going to pinch in the center there and go round and round in circles to create the center of the messy bow. Tie it off at the back. Those end bits, and then just scrunch it up. And then we can give it a bit of a haircut if we need to. So that's going to sit on top like so with our little stalk. So cute. I'm loving how this is turning out. And then I'm going to continue on with the other bow. Good morning. Hi, Brandon. So again, just pinching in the center and going round and round in circles. Tie him off at the back. You could, as I said, you could have so much fun doing all sorts of, like, any of your stamps would look cute on the front of these. And seasonal stamps if you were going to make something for Christmas, obviously. Be very cute. Okay, so there's our second bow. All right, let's put everything together. All right, so keeping in mind that I want to be able to have the book sitting So I want to have them a little bit spread apart so that it's got the weight of the spine, sorry, the book cover. I'm going to put that there. And as I said, it's glue, it's only hot glue, so it does peel off. It's not going to, you can, you know, obviously peel it off and do something else with your book if you wanted to, for something else. I'm just going to put on my little stalky. And then put on my bow, and then I'll probably add some greenery or some of the, oops, there go my scissors. Some of the cappuccino baby's breath coming out from behind. Oh, gotta love glue strings. Okay, just hold that in place for a bit. So that's what we're looking like. How cute is that? What do you think, guys? Let me know. I'm loving it. May need to give the bow just a little bit of a haircut in spots. Lucky I've got 2 pairs of scissors. So cute. Okay, let's put the second one together. So if you would like any of the supplies that I've used, any of the stamps or anything like that, just comment links and a little message will pop up inside your messenger and with all the details. And also the link to last week's Waste Not Wednesdays as well, where we made some Halloween goodies, a little glosh. What else did we make? We made a book stack out of more books. So if you want some more book ideas that you could make out of old books for Halloween, we made that one as well. So if you happen to miss that, okay, now I'm just going to see what a little bit of greenery and the baby's breath looks like coming out from behind. I found all this on Temu, if you're wanting to know where I found it from, and this one also was from Temu as well. It's got like a little bit of an orange tinge to it. So that's the color of it. Love the book pumpkins. I need to be on the hunt for some books now. Oh, thank you, Gail. I hope you find some. Oh, thank you, Pamela. I'm glad you're enjoying this. So that's with the greenery, which I'm liking. Maybe not as many, because we can always pull them off, which I love that you can do that. So it just adds a delicate little bit. I'll glue everything into place and then I'll show you, rather than try and hold it up and then it all falls over. So I'm just going to go behind that messy bow. Just going to put a little bit of glue, and then I'm just going to stick in my greenery. Oop. Till I get it where I want it to go. And then do the same on the other side. And I've kind of kept these the same because sometimes, you know, like things look cute grouped together. So, you know, whoever buys these might like to buy the both of them and have them grouped together on a shelf or something like that, or even in, you know, like a tray on a tray or something like that on your coffee table. They look super cute. You can do anything with them. Make nice little gifts. If someone's moving into a house this October, be cute. All right, let me just face this way. Get the greenery to go the way that I want it to go, because it's kind of got a bit of a mind of its own this morning. Sifter. Yes, we did do the sifter. When did we do that? That wasn't last week, was it, Margaret? Oh, that was another one, another Waste Not Wednesday that we did. That was with the free printable. Gosh, that was a little while ago. Thanks for that reminder, Margaret. Do we want to put in just a little bit of baby's breath? I think we do. Do we? Maybe take off a bit. What do you guys think? Should we add a little bit of baby's breath or not? Or just keep the greenery? I'll let you guys decide. I'll go ahead and add some of the greenery. Gosh, we've got glue strings everywhere. 1, 2, 3. I'm loving how this particular greenery is picking up the colours, the beautiful colours of the book, each of the books. Okay, just the greenery. Everyone's going the greenery, so we're going to just leave it as the greenery. Okay, I need to play around a little bit with the greenery. It's kind of like got a mind of its own at the moment, but I will definitely take a photo of these and share them here on my page very shortly. So there's the orange one, and there is the yellow one. How cute are they? Which one's your favorite? Let me know in the comments. But yeah, just a bit of faffing around, and maybe even give some of the bows like a little bit of a haircut, just so that you can see the fabric and the ribbon behind. Super cute. Super, super cute. All right, guys. Well, that is a wrap for Waste Not Wednesday. I hope you've enjoyed how we've taken these 2 thrifted books, thanks to Yvette from Adorable Reese. We've just taken these plain old books and we've turned them into some cute decor. And as I said, you could have fun changing out. Like, I know I've done the same sort of stamping on the front of them, but you could do anything at all. The world is yours. You could put a printable on them if you wanted to. You like both, Cindy? Yeah, I think I'm going to struggle to put these in the shop, which I do every single day. And I'm sure you do too with your creations. It's like, oh, I don't really want to sell it, but you know, we've only got so much room for so much stuff, don't we? All right, guys, I will take a photo of these. Thank you so very much for keeping me company today. I hope you've enjoyed this little tutorial, and I look forward to seeing you next week for Waste Not Wednesday. All right, big hugs to you all. Take care. Bye.